Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I filmed, but I had time to sit down and film a video for you guys, and I wanted to get this video out for you. It's not a video that I personally ever thought that I would end up filming. Honestly, like, this is a total surprise to me that I'm even filming this video, but I thought that it would be good because I've seen some videos like this one, and so I thought maybe you guys would want to know about my experience. So I wanted to just hop on and film a video. You already know I'm gonna start the video with a Bible verse. So today's verse comes from Proverbs 23, and it is 4 and 5. And it says, "Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle." So basically that scripture, I posted it on my Instagram last night on my Instagram story, and every once in a while I'll do that. I'll post like inspirational quotes or like Bible verses or just little things that like I feel like are speaking to me, and just share them with you guys in case they help you guys. And that's kind of just what I do on my Instagram. But that scripture really hit me last night while I was reading my Bible, because I feel like with the whole experience of meeting Manny and Jaclyn and Laura Lee within the past few days, I feel like because of that, it really made me think like, I want like the glitz and the glam, and like Jaclyn wore $1,300 boots, and I'm like, I want those boots. Like, I think it's so easy for us to get caught up in the like the glamorous side of it, like the money side of things, and like we want fame because we want like the money and the fortune that comes with it, and the nice cars and the nice house and the perfect Instagram pictures and like all the perfect things that come with that life. I think that we strive after that, and I think that scripture is really good because it tells us not to strive for those things, and to strive for wisdom in our lives. And I think that it's really important, that scripture, I think that's really important. And I think that if we strive for wisdom and not wealth, then God will bless us with wealth. Seek wisdom in your life, not wealth. If you have wisdom in the area that you love, for example, for me, I love makeup. So if I seek wisdom in that area of my life, then I believe that God will bless me. Also, if you guys don't follow me over on Instagram, make sure you do that. My Instagram is at MaloneMUA, just like here on YouTube. I don't know what that was. Also, I do want to say shout out to my faithful followers over on Instagram. You guys have been so supportive to me and so loving to me, especially ever since like I posted that I wasn't able to really meet Jaclyn. I posted that a few days ago, and I've gotten so much love from you guys, and it really, really means a lot that I can really be myself and kind of just share my heart and my feelings with you guys, and you love me for it. I don't know, I just think it's really awesome, and I just want to thank you guys for all the support, all the love, for tagging whoever I say to tag in my posts. It means so much to me. Thank you guys for supporting me. Honestly, like, I will never be able to thank you enough. It means so much. I need some agua because I talk a lot. Don't you guys just love the kind of water bottles that you can squirt? Because it's like, I don't know, it just feels cool. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the business. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you aren't already, subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, and you know I'm gonna sing the song. Subscribe to my channel, be my friend. Subscribe to my channel until the end. Subscribe. Okay, so here's the real tea. Just kidding. JK, I'm not Jeffree Star up in here. Okay, so I guess I'll just start at the whole beginning of the story. So the beginning of the story, my husband and I, we got tickets to go to LA to go to the Hillsong conference. If you don't know who Hillsong is one of the biggest churches in the world. Pretty much, yeah, one of the biggest churches in the world. They have incredible worship. They have incredible pastors. It's honestly just such an amazing church. And so we got to go with his parents and with some friends of ours to their conference in LA. And it was really, really awesome being able to go. We got poured into and heard some amazing messages by some awesome pastors. And so that was such a blessing in itself to be able to go and just get poured into. So we went to the conference, and then on the second night, I think it was, yeah, it was Friday night. Yeah, so Friday night, we went over to a place called Yard House, and I think it's like a bar slash grill. And so we went into Yard House and we were just sitting there and ordering dinner. And all of a sudden, so first of all, my pants were high-waisted and they were super tight and my stomach hurt because, like, I don't know about you, but like for me, if I wear high-waisted pants and they're on my stomach all day and they're like super tight, my stomach starts to hurt. And I knew I was about to get down on some pasta. And so I unbuttoned my pants. I know, this is weird. I unbuttoned it and then I like zipped up my jacket so you couldn't tell. And then I'm just sitting there on my phone, blah, blah, blah. And I look at for a second and I see Laura Lee walk past our table. And when she walks past, I went like this. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, that's Laura Lee. Oh my gosh, that's Laura Lee. And everyone was like, who is that? Who is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, she's a famous YouTuber. Oh my gosh, that's Laura Lee. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And everyone was like, go meet her, go after her. And so I was like, oh my gosh, okay, fine. So I like unzip my jacket and I'm like, my pants are undone. And so I zip my pants back up and button my pants. I'm like, I cannot meet this girl with my pants undone. How weird. And so then I grab my husband from across the table and I'm like, babe, get up, we're leaving. And so I grab him and I go to run out the door of Yard House because I'm thinking Laura like is going to catch an Uber, like she's out. And so I run right past her. And then Austin was following me and he goes, all I hear from him behind me is that Manny? And my heart drops. Like my heart literally drops to the floor. I turn back around and I see Laura Lee and MaloneMUA standing right there in line at Yard House. I don't know if they were trying to check reservations, if they were trying to get a table. I don't think they ended up staying. I think they left. But I saw them and I just had tears. Tears just started like rolling down my face. I was like, this is not happening. This is not real life. And so I grabbed their, like, well, I didn't grab their arms, but I like went like this and like touched both their arms. And I was like, can I please get a picture with you guys? And they were like, yeah, of course, you totally can. And so then I like total had a freak out moment where I was like, oh my gosh, this is so insane. I can't believe I'm meeting you guys. Like, you guys are so inspirational to me. And they were like, oh, that's so sweet. And so then I was like, I started a YouTube channel and because of you guys, like you're what keeps me going. Like, I love you guys. And they were like, oh, how sweet. And like, they were really sweet. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you're sweet. Like, it was really like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Like, it was genuine, you know? And so then they like split apart so I could get in the middle of them and like take a picture. And so like I go in between them to take the picture and Austin's standing in front of me and I'm like, babe, are you ready? Like, are you taking the picture? Like, I'm like freak out mode right now. Like, I am so shook that I'm like shaking and I'm like, okay, babe, like I don't want to waste their time. Let's go. And so he like takes the picture and I'm like, did you get it? And he's like, yeah. And I was so shook. I did not even say bye. I run to Austin, grab my phone, go back to the dinner table. Like, they probably were like, okay, bye. Like, I literally just like flew out of there so quick. But in my defense, there were other girls. Once I took a picture, I could tell that there were other girls lined up to take pictures. And so I was like, okay, now I freaking outed these people. So now they know that, now other people know that they're famous. And so now other girls were coming to see them, were coming up to try to take a picture with them. So in my defense, I didn't want to waste their time. So I peaced out. But I was so like not even in my right mind to turn around and say like, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Goodbye. Like, have a good night. Like, I did not even think to do that. I just like left. So overall, my opinion of meeting MaloneMUA and Laura Lee, I think that they were super sweet. They were super genuine people. I think that they probably were out trying to get dinner and they probably didn't really want fans to be like bothering them. I mean, they kind of have to expect it, but then at the same time, I feel like I kind of felt bad because I feel like when I see famous people in person, I just am like, no, like they probably get annoyed from so many people coming up to them. I don't want to be that person. Let them do their thing, live their life. But at the same time, I'm like, if it weren't for people like me and us, like you and me, going up to them and taking pictures with them and wanting to take pictures, they wouldn't even be famous to start with. And so I don't know, with them it was like not even questionable. Like I was like, I'm going, like I don't care, I'm going. But they were so sweet. They were very short and sweet. You could tell though that they were like, okay, like yeah, so good meeting you, but didn't really want to talk, and I didn't want to take up their time either. So I think it was like a little bit on both sides. Like it wasn't just their fault, wasn't just my fault, but it was super short, super sweet. Like I really thought that they were genuine, that they were kind. If you thought I was gonna come on here, make a video and say like, OMG, so rude, they did not care about me, they didn't even ask me who I was. Like no, not trying to throw shade right now, trying to tell you that these people are actually really nice. And the weirdest part about meeting Manny, like I love Laura, but Manny, that's like next level. Like I love MaloneMUA. So the weirdest part about meeting him is like when he put his arm around me, like my arm around him, I was like, I had this like realization of like, this dude is like a grown man. Like it's not just like he's not someone that you just see behind like your phone screen or like a laptop screen on YouTube. Like he's actually a legit person. Like these people are actual people with actual feelings. Like I don't know, it was just like it dawned on me that like I think that we like think that these people are so glorious and perfect and their life is so incredible and stuff, but once you meet them in person, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a real person. Like I don't know if that like blows your mind like it blew mine, but it did. And I was like, gosh, like he's a real dude, you know? So then after I met them, I was shook. I went back to my dinner table, I was bawling my eyes out, crying, posted the picture of us. I got so many comments and likes and messages from all of you guys being like, what? Oh my gosh. And that was awesome. It was really cool because my friends were all like, oh my gosh, Kenny, you deserve this so much. And I don't know, that just means a lot to me. I don't know why I'm getting choked up. It just means a lot because I literally, like, this is my dream and I so badly want to be like Jaclyn and like Laura and like Manny someday. Like that's literally what I want. So for people to tell me like, you deserve this more than anyone else, like you worked so hard, like God sees that, and that's the reason why you met these people, because he wanted to bless you. I don't know, it just means a lot to me. And I'm really emotional about the whole thing. So then the next day, I think this was on Saturday. No, Friday, oh my gosh. So on Friday, our friends who live in West Covina, they came to LA to go to the conference with us that night, the Hillsong conference. And so they were with us, and then we went out to dinner with them, and I was telling Alyssa, which was the girl that, it was Tim and Alyssa that came, and so I was talking to Alyssa about it because she was gonna go meet Jaclyn, and because the Ulta that Jaclyn was going to was literally 5 minutes from her house. And so I was like, I have to go, like I don't care what it takes, I'm going. I'll get an Uber by myself from LA to West Covina. Don't care that I'm gonna be driving with some crazy person I don't even know. I'm going. Like this is a once in a lifetime experience. And so I'm like set on going, and my husband Austin, he's like, babe, I don't know if it's a good idea, like I want you to be able to do this because I know it's your dream, I just don't know if it's smart. And I was like, no, like I have to go. So I was like begging him, and he was like, fine, you can go, I'll go with you, I'll hang out with Tim, we'll skip the last day of conference, like that's fine. So that morning we wake up, I wake up at like 6 a.m. of course, start beating my face because I'm not gonna meet Jaclyn looking like I just rolled out of bed, or like I'm tired, like I'm gonna look bomb when I meet the queen of makeup, like duh. So I get up super early, start beating the face, and then we get in our Uber, we go to West Covina. We're at West Covina by 8:30 in the morning. And Jaclyn, mind you, Jaclyn's not supposed to be at Ulta until noon. And so this is 8:30 in the morning. I knew I wanted to get there early. We ended up getting at Ulta, Alyssa and I, at 9 a.m. And when we got there, the line was probably 300 people. And I mean, I expected a lot of people to be there, but the thing that I didn't know was that only the first 150 people were guaranteed to meet her. If I would have known that, I either A, would have gone there the night before like they did and camped out, or B, I wouldn't have gone at all because I would have known that I wouldn't have had a chance of meeting her. But we got there. We waited in line. I didn't eat anything that morning, partially because I was so nervous, and then on the other hand, we didn't have time and I just didn't even think of it. So they were super sweet. Like the people from Morphine, the people working for Ulta, they brought around Krispy Kreme donuts, they brought around sunscreen and water bottles. Like they even brought around, like one lady brought around rose water and was spritzing our faces. Like she was so sweet and it was really awesome. I met a few people that were just standing around us waiting to meet her, and they were super sweet too. But we stood there for probably 3 hours, like sitting, standing, and it was pretty warm outside, not gonna lie. We were sweating like crazy, but we ended up after like 3 hours, Jaclyn, so this was like, it was noon. Yeah, it's noon and Jaclyn was nowhere to be seen. And at this point I'm like, why is she not here? Like, it's noon. The meet and greet is from noon to 2. You'd think that she'd show up like 5 minutes early so that she could get set up and everything before people start meeting her. But it was noon and she wasn't there yet. So I was like, what the heck? So then like probably 5 to 10 minutes past noon, she rolls up in the, I think it was a Range Rover, I'm pretty sure. She rolls up with the owner of Morphine. Pretty sure her name's Linda. They roll up together in this nice Range Rover, and there is like, they go on the street, and like on the street there's like 2 sidewalks, and that's just lined with like girls waiting to meet her. And so I book it over to the car, like with a bunch of other girls, like a bunch of girls ran to the car, and we all, like, the car stopped because like she would have hit someone and she would have kept going. And we all are just like, oh my gosh, hi, like taking videos, taking pictures, like freaking out that, oh my gosh, this is Jaclyn Hill. And I had like this moment of like, holy moly, this is Jaclyn Hill. Like, and she was so beautiful in person. I am not kidding you. Like, I have never seen someone so gorgeous in my whole life. Like, when you see Jaclyn on YouTube or like on Instagram or Snapchat, like, yes, she's really pretty, but when you see someone in person, like just who they are, I don't know, like I think it's called like their mannerisms, like just who she was, like it just was like shining through, and she was just so gorgeous. Like, it was insane. So she looked over, she waved at the other people, and then she looked over, she made eye contact with me, and she said hi, and she waved at me, and I just was like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. So then she ends up driving away because there was people trying to get their hands in her car and like grab her and like take pictures, which that's not okay. Like, let the girl live. Don't try to shove your hand in her car and touch her. Like, that's, oh, no, like back up. So we go back and we get in line, and all we can hear is screaming. I can't see the front of Ulta. I can't see her get out of the car or anything because I'm not like close up enough in line. And pretty soon it hits 1:30, and we had to leave no matter what by 2 in order to catch our flight. Austin and I catch our flight back home. And so it hits 1:30 and a lady comes out and she says, just so you know, Jaclyn most likely will not meet you guys. She's gonna try to meet the first 150 people, but we're not even halfway through them. This was around 1:30, and mind you, the meet and greet ends at 2, and she wasn't even through the first 150 people. And so they were like, odds are she won't meet you. If you want to come into Ulta and just like to have a glance at her and then leave, you're able to. And so at that point I turned to Alyssa and I was like, you know what, that's the best I'm gonna get. So I might as well take that opportunity, and I might as well go. And so we left our place in line and we went into Ulta. And when I went into Ulta, I was greeted by a lady that was working there, and she said, just so you know, if you're not purchasing something, you need to leave, because because people aren't allowed to stand around and just stare at her. And I'm like, okay, then I guess I'll look around and act like I'm buying something. And so then we start walking around looking at stuff. And then I look up and I see one of the girls at Ulta like pointing at her friend to go talk to me. Like, you could tell she was like go get that girl, she's loitering. And so the girl comes up to me and she goes, I can't have you loitering in the store. If you're not gonna be buying something, you need to leave right now. And I was like, okie dokie then. And at that point, Jaclyn wasn't even in the store. Like, when we went in there, she wasn't even in there. And we asked someone in line and they were like, oh yeah, she took a 15-minute break. Which, okay, I'm not trying to throw shade right now, but if you have a 2-hour meet and greet and there's 400 plus girls there trying to meet you, and you show up 10 minutes late, and then at 1:30 you take a 15-minute break, I'm like, dude, for real? Like, I guess part of me has grace on it because I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't Jaclyn's thing. Like, maybe Ulta told her like, hey, you need to get here at this time, be a little bit late. Maybe they said like, you need to take a 15-minute break and just find your cool, find your chill. And so maybe she had no like hand on that at all, but I just felt like, dude, I freaking flew here from Washington State to go to a conference. I found out you were gonna be here. I took an Uber all the way to Covina. I stood in line for 3 hours, like all of this just to meet my idol. And she shows up late and then takes a 15-minute break for a 2-hour meet and greet. I don't know, I guess that just, I mean, I can't, it's just upsetting. It's honestly, it's just kind of upsetting to me, but I also don't know the whole situation. So I don't want to say that like, OMG, Jaclyn, cannot believe you, like you're awful. Like, no, I don't think that. I still love her. I just wish that that wouldn't have happened personally. I mean, I guess I wasn't gonna meet her anyways, so whatever. But she ended up coming back out and everyone was yelling for her. And at that point, I saw her somewhat up close and I turned to Alyssa and I just said, well, I guess that's that. Like, I saw her. I didn't get to meet her like I wanted to, but I saw her and I guess that's that. And so we left and we went and got in the car, and that's when Austin and I took an Uber to go to our, go to the airport to catch our flight and go home. So my overall experience with meeting Jaclyn, I'm not going to sit here and talk bad about her because no matter what, she's one of my idols. I love her, I look up to her, and I don't know the circumstances behind things. I don't know the rules behind meet and greets or anything like that. So at first I was pretty upset that I didn't get to meet her, but then it kind of hit me and I was like, you know what? Most people that love her will never even get to see her in person, and I did. And that's not to sit here and brag and be like, yeah, I saw her in person. Not at all. It's more to say that like, this is something that I wanted so bad. Like, I wanted this so bad and I was willing to do anything to meet her, and I didn't get to. And that's pretty tough for me, but I got to see her in person and she made eye contact with me, I think, and she said hi and she waved. And even though that may be nothing to some people and you may be like, this is ridiculous, like who cares if this girl's famous, like I don't really care if you think it's ridiculous personally, because if there's someone out there that's your idol that you look up to, that you would kill to meet someday because they have inspired you to do the things you do, to be the person you are, and you had the chance to meet them, you would probably react the exact same way, if not worse. So don't really care if people think I'm crazy. Anyways, I just think that I am so blessed that I was able to even see her in person. And honestly, I think that it was something from God, because I prayed before I went on the trip and I asked God, I said, God, you know the desires of my heart. You know how bad I want to meet this girl. You know how bad it would mean to me to meet her. How much it would mean to me. Did I say bad? I think I did. How much it would mean to me to meet her. And so I just said, like, God, I'm trusting you whether I meet her or not. I'm trusting you that someday you'll make it happen. And so I went into the trip honestly not expecting to meet her at all. And then I did whatever it took so that I could, and then I wasn't able to. But I think personally, I don't think, I know that God was like, you know what, up in the sky, he was like, you're not gonna get to meet her, but because of that, I'm gonna bless you and I'm going to let you meet Manny and Laura the night before, and I'm gonna make Jaclyn drive in the way that you're standing in line so that you can see her from inside a car. You're not gonna meet her, but I'll make it so that you're able to see her. And I think that sometimes in life, we have things planned out and we ask God and we pray and we say like, God, this is what I want. And I think that we have it all planned out in our mind. And sometimes God has a different plan. And that may be hard to swallow sometimes, it may be difficult, but it's so important to see the good in the small things. I could be really salty and be really upset and be trashing Jaclyn for taking a 15-minute break or showing up late, or I mean, I could be like super salty about it, but what is that going to do for anyone? Like, that's not going to get anyone anywhere. So I personally am choosing to see the good in the situation. I'm choosing to say, you know what? I got to meet Manny and Laura. I got to see Jaclyn in person, and that is incredible. That is such a blessing from God. It is a miracle from God that I even got to see any of them in my lifetime. I mean, I guess I don't really have anything else to say about it. I love all of them still. I'm very happy I got to meet them. I'm very blessed. So with all that being said, I thought that this video would be a perfect one to give you guys something, do a little giveaway for you guys that means a lot to me. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette that I bought the day that I saw her. It's still in its package, and I already have this palette. I already own this palette. This is my second one, so I don't need it, honestly. And I think that there's probably someone out there that, one, doesn't have the money to get this palette, or two, I mean, I don't know, for some reason you aren't able to buy this palette, but you want it really bad. You have the dream of being a makeup artist or whatever it may be. I think that someone out there probably deserves it more than I do. I think it's really awesome that this is the palette that was in the store that Jaclyn Hill was in. And so I wanted to give it to someone, and I'll show you guys. It's the new packaging of the palette. I have the old one. Actually, let me go grab my old one so I can show you the difference between the old one that I have and the new one that someone will be receiving. Okay, so this is the one that I have. I don't know if you can tell, but it is super dirty because I use it all the time. And the inside is extremely dirty as well. As you can see, I've hit pan on this shade up here. And yeah, it's super dirty, it's super worn, and the back of it looks like this. It just has little JHs all over it, and then it says Morphe x Jaclyn Hill. So that's the packaging of that one, and I'm going to show you the packaging of the new one. So the new one is a lot more shiny. It's really pretty, really shiny, and it says Morphe down here, and it's in a different font because Morphe recently revamped everything. And the back of this one, what's really cool is that the back of this one has all of the eyeshadows and their shade names on them. As you can see, the one that I have does not have that. This is the back of the one that I have. This is the back of the new one. As you can see, the front is pretty much the same, although this one, the new one, is more shiny and more pretty. The inside of the new one obviously is exactly the same. They haven't done anything different to it. But this is what it looks like. It's a lot prettier than the one that I have. I'll show you side by side kind of the difference here. So this is my dirty little worn palette, and this is the brand new one. As you can see, it's a beautiful palette. I honestly do use it almost every single day. And so I think that it's a really, really awesome palette to have and to own. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving away that new palette to someone who really wants it. Someone who needs it more than I need a second one. So if you want to enter the giveaway, all you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel. You need to be following me on Instagram and tag, let's say, how about you tag 3 people in the post that you think would want to win this palette too. After you do that, you are good to go. I will be checking in probably 2 weeks or so. I'll be checking and I will pick a winner randomly, and I will check to see if you are subscribed to my YouTube, if you're following me on Instagram, and if you commented on my picture. If you did not do one of those things, I will not choose you. So make sure that you do all 3 of those things. Also, I do want to say, if you are entering this giveaway, please do not enter this giveaway if you already have this palette. If you already own it, why would you want another one? What's the point? Yeah, it's cool that it was in the same store that Jaclyn was in, but there's someone out there that probably deserves it more. There's someone out there that doesn't have the palette and wants it really bad. So if you are someone who doesn't own the palette, then feel free to enter. I would love for you to win the palette. If you don't live here, I will ship it to you. So yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for loving me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.